The next section is really the detailed description. In this case, they wrote description of embodiments. That's really what we call the detailed description. As you can see, if I go up a page, the column numbers are here, then the background goes into the summary, and then the summary goes into the description of drawings. This description of embodiments is really where the patent application begins. This is the detailed disclosure that's going to follow the flow of the figures. And so the table of contents, for lack of a better term, is really the figures. And so the figures are going to be described sequentially, not every time, but almost every single time. As you can see, it starts figure 1, and the numbered elements of the figures are mentioned here. So one easy way to go through a patent application is to look for a figure number and try to see the description of the figure. That's one way. And the detailed description is going to be written in a variety of ways. There's attorneys from all over the world, there's inventors from all over the world, and they're just, there's not any real standard except that it has to have a detailed description. The summary section that's right here oftentimes can have a pretty good summary. A lot of times, for reasons primarily in Europe for patenting, the claimed embodiments are actually specified here. And here you can see it. According to some embodiments, a portable electronic device includes a touchscreen display, one or more processors, memory, and so on. And so that is most likely the actually claimed invention, which we're going to get to the next slide. But the key here is that when you're looking at the patent application, you have the background, summary, and then detailed description of embodiments. The detailed description is going to be the longer section that is really the more relevant for the novel and patentable ideas. And so you want to get a sense of the application overall before you jump into the detailed description, because you want to know the background of the technology. In this case, technical field is a very, very high level description, sometimes a summary, but some of these patents can get very long and you want to find a way that is manageable to get through them. And oftentimes looking at the figures, and here's a table of contents, it's called brief description of the drawings, and this table of contents gives you the title of the figures. You can look at the figures and you can jump around in the patent and say, well, in figure 4 or in figure 5 they're doing this, and try to understand the patent that way. That is one way that you can navigate a little more easily, and you can try to get through more applications and try to understand different technologies.